Hello everybody, Mighty Mr. Mooresky here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, Ghost Rider. We all know the character, hopefully. We recognize the name, we know of the film, but I'm going to talk a little bit about it because, as we know, Ghost Rider is making his reappearance in the upcoming series of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about Ghost Rider, just touching on the history a little bit, and then giving you my my thoughts on this new version. Okay, so first up, Ghost Rider started off technically as another character called Phantom Rider, which I should have a picture of right now on the screen. But the first supernatural Ghost Rider, I'm going by Wikipedia here, the first supernatural Ghost Rider was stunt motorcyclist Johnny Blaze. And how he got his abilities: in order to save the life of his father, he agreed to give his soul to the devil, to Satan, who, as it says here, later revealed to be his archdemon, or to be an archdemon, named Mephisto. Now, I know of Mephisto from Spider-Man. He was the one that basically took his marriage to Mary Jane in exchange for making the world forget he was Spider-Man. This came after the Civil War. So, as it says here, at night, when around evil, Blaze finds his flesh consumed by hellfire, causing his head to become a flaming skull. He rides a fiery motorcycle and wields trademark blasts of hellfire from his skeletal hands. He eventually learns he has been bonded with the demon Zarathos. As it says here, his first appearance was in Marvel Spotlight issue 5 in August 1972, created by Gary Friedrich, Roy Thomas, and Mike Plug. I hope I pronounced that first guy's name correctly. So that's all the information about Johnny Blaze. Then in 1990 to 1998, the Ghost Rider went over to Danny Ketch. After his sister was injured by ninja gangsters, Ketch came in contact with a motorcycle that had somehow been mystically enchanted to contain the essence of a spirit of vengeance, which is basically what Ghost Rider's power is. I don't really know too much about Ghost Rider, which is why I'm going off Wikipedia. Otherwise, I'd be rattling this off from the top of my head. And it says here, Blaze then did reappear in the 90s series as a supporting character. Later revealed that Danny and his sister were Johnny Blaze's long-lost siblings. In the 2000s comics, in the noughties, Blaze again became the Ghost Rider, succeeding Ketch. And of course, in the noughties, we had our first look at him in movies, in movie form. Just kind of going through all his villains. He's got a lot of villains, got a lot of bad guys. And of course, I should point out other versions. He obviously he appeared in the Ultimate Universe. He appeared in the 2099 universe, which it says here in this alternate timeline, he's a cybernetic character. He's a cyborg instead of a supernatural being, but a cybernetic being with a digitized copy of Cochrane's mind. So this is Zero Cochrane, basically. But that's not what we're looking at. So anyway, noughties, Johnny Blaze became the Ghost Rider again, and it was during this we got our first movie of him. So in February 2007, Columbia Pictures released Ghost Rider, which had Nicolas Cage, everyone's favorite actor, in the title role of Johnny Blaze, facing off against Blackheart and his father. God, here we go. We're going to try and pronounce this name. Mephistopheles. Is that right? Mephistopheles? I hope it's right. Either way. Basically Mephisto, the devil. And it somehow became a success. It was somehow very successful, and they did a sequel 5 years later with Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Funny thing is, by the time this came out, the world was starting to pick up speed with its love of superhero and comic book movies, because later that year we of course had Avengers Assemble, Marvel's The Avengers to the rest of the world. It was renamed that for other reasons in the UK. The character is recruited by a sect to save a boy named Danny from being possessed by Rourke, which is a form of Mephisto, who is also his father, while fighting Blackout. Again, somehow, I don't know. Like, reception to it was a bit mixed. Honestly, the first one is the best out of those two. Not the best comic book movie, but out of it and Spirit of Vengeance, the first movie is the best. And let's face it, he looked really cool. And after that didn't do so well, the following year, the film rights went back to Marvel Studios, and it says here that it has been confirmed that there are no immediate plans to produce another film for Ghost Rider in the near future, which I guess is understandable. You know, maybe he's not the best character to put in a film. Maybe he needs his own series or his own Netflix series. We never know. But we're going to get to that in a moment. Now, Ghost Rider has appeared in several different TV shows. In the season 1 finale of X-Men the Animated Series, Professor X scans Gambit's memories and sees Ghost Rider apparently approaching Gambit, so not much of an appearance, more of a cameo. In a Fantastic Four cartoon from 1994, the Danny Ketch version of Ghost Rider appeared in the episode When Calls Galactus, where he helped the Fantastic Four and Thor when Galactus plans to feed on Earth. Now, if that happened in Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, I think the film would have been a lot better, especially if they had made Galactus look like Galactus instead of a space fart. Again, the Danny Ketch version of Ghost Rider appeared in the 1996 Incredible Hulk animated series, voiced by the same guy, Richard Grieco. I hope I pronounced that right. Due to his usage on the UPN cartoons, it caused a planned appearance on Spider-Man to be rejected. The episode would have pitted Ghost Rider and Spider-Man against Mysterio and Dormammu. Allegedly, these two appearances were also meant to serve as a backdoor pilot for a potential Ghost Rider animated series. And obviously that fell through, and Ghost Rider didn't appear in Spider-Man, as it says there. But the Johnny Blaze version reappeared in Hulk and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the episode Spirit of Vengeance, voiced by the same guy who voices Hulk, Fred Tatasciore. I hate that surname. Tatasciore, I'm sure there's a way of pronouncing it, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Honestly, Hulk and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is probably my least favorite of the modern Marvel animated series. It says here, this version is able to haunt and take control of vehicles of all sizes, visualized by the vehicles catching fire and allowing weapons, such as some tanks he took over, to shoot fireballs. Unlike other versions of Ghost Rider, this one could generate electricity and lightning from blue fire, as well as create a vortex of lightning that cured Abomination of his gamma and transformed him back into a human. However, like other versions, this one was able to make portals to other dimensions to appear on walls and other surfaces, such as a mountainside. That sounds pretty cool, actually. And because I haven't been watching Agents of Smash, I didn't see this, but this sounds pretty cool. This version of Ghost Rider does sound pretty cool. Now, aside from TV appearances, he's also appeared in quite a few video games. The Johnny Blaze version is featured as an unlockable character in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but Danny Ketch's costume is an alternate costume for Ghost Rider. The player receives a team bonus of New Fantastic Four when playing a game with a team of Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Hulk, and or Luke Cage. Hulk was only available via download, but this of course ties into the fact that Ghost Rider was a member of the Fantastic Four. Not your traditional team, but still part of the Fantastic Four. Says here he's also available as DLC for Little Big Planet as part of Marvel Costume Kit 2. The Johnny Blaze version appears as a non-playable character in Dante's Ending in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. He's not available as a playable character. However, he is playable in the updated version, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Apologies for that. He's playable in Marvel Superhero Squad Online, as well as Marvel Avengers Alliance, Lego Marvel Superheroes, and Marvel Heroes. And then, of course, it goes on to say he's been in toys, and he's ranked 90th on IGN's Top 100 Comic Book Heroes list. Awesome. But anyway, now that we've touched on the history, let's talk about what's currently going on. Now, in the comics, as of 2013, there's a new Ghost Rider, and his name is Robbie Reyes, or Reyes. I think it's Reyes, or Reyes, or something like that. But he looks very different to previous versions of Ghost Rider. Previous versions, he's usually had a motorbike, which honestly looks really cool. And I'm just, if you're hearing tapping, it's me kind of tapping away, because I can't picture off the top of my head what he looks like, so I'm just kind of bringing them up. And yeah, he looks really cool. I'm not sure about that skull, though. I'm really not too sure about that skull. I've heard people say it's a helmet. I've not been keeping up with Ghost Rider. Honestly, he's not one of my favorite Marvel characters, but he certainly looks cool. But that head, actually, from some of these images, it does look more like a helmet. It doesn't look so much like a skull. But as I said, I don't know much about Ghost Rider. I haven't been keeping up with it. I still need to catch up on All New Amazing Spider-Man and All New 2099. And Civil War 2. I need to catch up on those. But based on the teaser we got from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., showing the skull with the fire, part of me and seeing the image that was released, in fact, I'll put the image up right now, so it should be on the screen now. This is going to be an actual skull. It looks like it's going to be an actual skull. It's not going to be a helmet. And it's further proved by the poster that was released by Clark Gregg and a couple of the other Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cast members on Instagram. Now, one thing you'll notice, if you don't know about Robbie Reyes, this version of Ghost Rider does not ride a motorbike. He instead rides, well, he drives instead of rides, a car. I'm not sure what make of car this is, so if you know what make it is, please let me know. As far as I'm concerned, a car is a car. So, I mean, sorry about the recording, it cut out just then. So if it sounds a bit odd, it's because it cut out. So yeah, he looks really cool. It looks like that is an actual skull, so maybe he is possessed by the spirit of vengeance, instead of going with the helmet. Honestly, based on the images I've seen, I think it's better going with the skull as opposed to the helmet. But at least they've kept the fiery vehicles. They've kept the fiery vehicles, so that's good. But what I'm also going to show you here is a side-by-side comparison of the character. Now, this is kind of split down the middle, and it's loading up. As you can see, it came from the Facebook page Marvel Cinematic Universe. The link is actually in the pictures, so go check them out. Give them a like. You know, they won't know who I am. So, I mean, you can say I sent you, but they won't know who I am. But as you can see, on the left, we have the comics look, and on the right, we have the upcoming live-action look. They look pretty spot on. I will say that. I would have liked to see the Johnny Blaze version, you know, with the chopper motorbike and the chain. I mean, this version might use a chain. I'm not sure. Oh, it looks like he does have a chain. It does look like he has a chain. Maybe some blades. He looks really awesome. So in terms of look, he looks pretty spot on to his version. The Robbie Reyes version, he looks really, really spot on. So, I mean, a lot of people are worried that Marvel aren't going to do him justice. This is Marvel we're talking about. You know, they finally got a hold of Spider-Man, and already he's done better in literally, I think, about 30 minutes total he had in Civil War. I think he's done better than Toby and Andrew did in 5 movies. That's up for debate, and it will probably be in a later video, but that's just me. I think Tom Holland is spot on for Spider-Man. But the guy who's playing him is Gabriel Luna. I think I pronounced that right. Oh my god, he's born a couple of days before me. Well, a couple of days and a couple of years. Born Gabriel Isaac Luna in Austin, Texas on December 5th, 1982. So 2 days and 12 years later, I was born. Woo! But yeah, this guy is now cast as Ghost Rider. He's the second live-action Ghost Rider in the past 16 years. So he's replacing Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider, and he will appear in this version of Ghost Rider. He will appear. Just bringing it down. There we go. So he will appear in the new series of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, and apparently that will be premiering next week. As far as I'm concerned, that's going to be American release, because unfortunately for us in the UK, about this time last year, the Americans got season 3. We didn't get it in the UK. We didn't get season 3 until January of this year. We had to wait about 4 months, 5 months before we finally got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, by which time the Americans were halfway through it, which is odd. You know, we get the movies first, but we don't get the TV show. It's a bit peculiar. But I don't think there's been much mentioned about what he's going to do. There's apparently going to be a fight between him and Chloe Bennett's Quake, which that should be interesting. If he uses fire and Quake uses her abilities, that could actually be quite cool. We could see like a fiery kind of tornado, and maybe he'll be a full-on character. Maybe he'll be a main character. He may be a supporting one, recurring. We don't know yet. Not much has been said about him. Even back in July, at San Diego Comic-Con, he was teased, and it was confirmed he would appear back in July, but not much was said about it. And the best of it, and the amount of people that were saying, "Oh, seeing a fiery chain in the ads for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's some character that used a flaming chain." I love how they seem to have just basically retreated now that it's been revealed Ghost Rider is going to be in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So yeah, I think this version of Ghost Rider looks amazing. I think he will do really well. He's going to definitely change the tone of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Kind of like, well, Punisher maybe didn't change too much in Daredevil, but he definitely brought in a bit of a tone. A bit of a tone change. Maybe minor, because compared to Daredevil, he's more brutal. And that's enough evidence for me in regards to, you know, how well Marvel will do it. Because a lot of people were worried they were going to tone Punisher down. I've not seen Daredevil season 2. I've seen clips of Punisher, and John Bernthal looks amazing. He seems to kick ass, and he doesn't look toned down at all. Maybe, yeah, he doesn't seem to swear. Maybe he does. Again, I haven't seen it. But they haven't toned him down. So I don't think Marvel are going to do the same with Ghost Rider. I don't think they're going to tone him down. And the same with Blade. If they do anything with Blade in the MCU, I don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to tone him down. You know, maybe just a smidge, but not entirely, like a lot of people were worried about. I think they're going to do him justice. As I said, this is Marvel we're talking about. They know how their characters are. They'll make 1 or 2 changes themselves, but they won't go into a full-on change that's, you know, drastic. Looking at you, Josh Trank. But yeah, I think this version of Ghost Rider looks amazing. I think he will really bring a lot of different things to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But let me know what you guys think. Do you like this version of Ghost Rider? Do you think he looks cool? Or would you have preferred they maybe didn't put him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe put him into Daredevil, or even given him his own series? And also, are you happy with Robbie Reyes being Ghost Rider, or would you have preferred Johnny Blaze to be Ghost Rider, or maybe even Danny Ketch. Just let me know in the comments below what your opinions are on this Ghost Rider. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff like this, including talk about my cosplays, comics, past movies, any other news that comes up about future Marvel projects, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until the next video, this has been Mighty Mr. Mooresky. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.